Good afternoon. My name is Diana Sanchez, and this is my presentation on Theorists Now and Then. The two theories that I chose are very different from one another. The first one is Max Weber. He was a German theorist, and his theory was the bureaucratic management system. So, Weber's bureaucratic management system was after he saw a lot of particularism, which means that back then he saw a lot of employees were hired or fired for a variety of non-organizational reasons, such as religion, race, sex, and relation or family connections, or something that we can call also or refer to as favoritism. So he thought this was very unfair and very not transparent for those workers that were, taken away from their positions for no apparent good reason. So he came up with his bureaucratic management system, which tried to deliver a more rational approach. He believed organizations should act rationally to achieve their goals. They should have a clarified leadership structure, clarified rules for decision making, and that there should be legal rational authority. This means the legitimate authority of leadership positions should be formalized and fixed to those positions. Consistent with societal law, organizations should be run by formal rules and policies, and authority resides in the position or office. So he wanted a more structural, legitimate management system that would eliminate these unfair treats for the workers or the employees. So that's how he came up with the bureaucratic management system. So what did his system consist of? Would consist of fixed division of labor among participants. So the division of labor means divided work into small, separate steps. That means that there's departments or there's different agencies that compose that, and everybody's doing a fair amount of work. The second one was something very familiar, something very visual that we have in it's the hierarchy of offices. So like a pyramid type of system where the boss stands on top, then the lower division employees are below, and basically he is the boss and he has the ideas, and we all construct or build up, and at the end of the day he has the final decision. So he was trying to deliver a more transparent and more organized type of system to eliminate these unfair treats to the workers. Number 3, he set a set of general rules that govern performance. So in organization, there has to be certain rules or goals that need to be met, and these goals are the same for everybody else. And if you meet these goals or you get excellent feedback on these goals, there is no way or there is no reason why you should be laid off or removed from your position if you are receiving or you're meeting these goals and you're receiving that great feedback from your supervisor or your top manager. So let's say an organization has three goals, which are productivity, sales numbers, and customer service, and you're meeting those. That doesn't mean that um, you're going to get removed from your position for being a bad customer service associate, or you're not being productive enough when you know you have proof that you have met these goals and you are meeting the organization on the level they want you to meet. So number 4 is a rigid separation of personal life and work life. So what does this mean? We should always separate personal life from what we do at work. So the moment we step into our office, into any organization, any agency, we need to leave our work issues, our work relationships out the door, and we're entering a new zone. So let's say you have a relationship with someone at work, and that person is turns out to be your supervisor later on, 3 months after you've been dating. So the organization has to be very fair and transparent and has to arrange things so there's no favoritism because you're dating your supervisor, and that supervisor might give you great feedback because you and that person are having an external relationship. Therefore, the organization has to work things out to keep you guys in the same position, but apart from each other, so you guys are not giving each other that positive feedback that's going to make you guys stand out above everyone else. Number 5 is selection of personnel on the basis technical qualifications and equal treatment of all employees. So this kind of connects to number 4, and what this means is that if you have the qualifications to be in that position, and not because you're related to someone in the organization, you're going to get a supervised position. You're going to get that position because you meet the qualifications, because you're prepared, you have the experience, you're the ideal person. And it's not because you know someone that put in a word for you. So there's an equal treatment to all employees, which again is trying to deliver a rigid management system and also very transparent management system. And number 6 is participants view employment as a career. Tenure protects against unfair, arbitrary dismissal. What this means is that most of us public servants, we know that after a tenure, you're pretty much secure in your position. You've reached your seniority, and you have a good standing. Therefore, you have built your seniority, and you should be respected a little more because you have made it to that goal line, and therefore your job and you as a person should not be treated differently because someone else came in and has 5 degrees compared to you that has 2 degrees. So therefore, you have built your position in that organization and should be treated with respect like everyone else. And you have given your work for 10 years or more, and you earn that respect, and they should give you that seat. So these were the 6 components of Max Weber's bureaucratic management. His management system was very systematic, very rigid, very, I consider it a little controlling, but at the same time, it's very transparent, which is something that is very commonly used in many types of organizations today. If we think of any organization, The first one that comes up to my mind is administration. So anything with public service, government service, such bureaucratic management system is very commonly used in our military. A lot of large corporations, organizations outside the public service that are private service are also using bureaucratic management because they feel it's efficient and it's well developed and layered, and it also delivers plenty of efficiency. So, aside from Weber, then our next theorist is someone completely opposite to our bureaucratic management, and her name was Mary Parker Follett. Excuse me. So, who was Mary Parker Follett? Well, she was a very active female, and she made a significant management system that was outside the box and was very significant to organizations and is very significant to our current era because it delivers a lot of diversity and communication. Her system was based on a collaboration system, and she meant success. So anything that has to do with teamwork, um, ideas put together, constant communication, employee appreciation, anything that has to do with everybody in the organization bringing their input together. She believed this delivered success. So she was born in the U.S., and she's known for her management theory, and she believed that an employee can be owner, they can make decisions, and also be leaders. Mary's theory meant relationships, which means working in diverse groups and in a collaboration form. This means more ideas generate better outcome and productivity. So we're equal on both sides, managers and employees, and they're both bringing in their ideas together, and this means nothing but success. So her principles were she saw a group as mechanisms in labor and harmony. She eliminated, she promoted to eliminate domination, promoted integration, and power with rather than power over. So very different from Weber. She believed that we should have the power together rather than someone having the power over the employees. She believed teamwork and collaboration were key to improve results in any organization. She believed that the art of taking action with people was the best way to go. She believed like Favor, she believed in transparency, but she believed that employees and managers should be transparent among each other, but in a very comfortable, casual way. So if you have a great, brilliant idea, come on into my office, bring it, whatever you have to, any supporting documents, any supporting pictures, any supporting details that are gonna make me support you because I'm here to listen to you. That's how she believed all management should be. They should be listening to employees, they should be working together, and this brings in harmony into the workplace. Diversity was going to drive to success. She believed that multiple ideas were collaborating together to make positive results. And that is something that is very admirable for her because she She thought outside the box. She thought the rigid top boss and then under employees system was not the best solution. It made employees bored, it made employees inefficient, it made employees uninterested in their position and duties. And she believed that if we did the opposite, we gave them, a voice, an opportunity to speak out, these employees were actually going to be great assets into achieving the organization's goals. So if we compare both, um, and we relate these to a current public agency, I would say that the one that fits for bureaucratic management would be an agency that I personally believe that is a little outdated, I'm sorry, it needs a little updating, and it's not a agency we have, a lot of us have positive feedback from. So I use the Department of Motor Vehicles, or as we know it as the DMV. And I believe the DMV would be something that we see bureaucratic. Of course, like I mentioned before, a lot of our administration or public agencies are automatically bureaucratic. But I believe the DMV is an agency that hasn't really updated itself and thought outside the box. They're still very traditional when it comes to their public service system. And we see here a picture from back from the 1916, I believe, because the DMV celebrated 100 years 2 years ago, and we see it's not very much different. Their whole image, inside image, from what it is right now. And then we see that it's very common for the DMV to have long lines, and this automatically classifies them as bad service or inefficient, or an agency that's going to keep you there for hours to, complete one task. So a lot of our public believes that DMV is way behind compared to other public agencies, and they're not very creative into making their agency deliver efficient services, or having their agency be quicker or be more customer approachable. A lot of us, I'm going to include myself here, classify the DMV as a rude agency, because a lot of their employees are pretty much not customer friendly, and they seem that they don't have that customer courtesy. So we classified the agency as a whole with these little inefficient details. So I'm not saying what they're doing is wrong. What I'm saying is that maybe if they could apply a little bit of Follett and listen to what the customer needs, or what the customer has to say, or what other employees want to input, hey, I am getting, let's say one employee saying, I'm getting pretty overwhelmed, and after 3 p.m. my attitude completely changes because I've been helping customers over and over with little tasks that could be done another certain way, online, or if we change our system and excuse me, and we can assist these people another type of way, it would probably change my whole day overview. So customer input, if we can have this type of service be accessible online, or if we can have this type of service be accessible at a quicker way, or what is it that the DMV, makes that customer feel like they're not welcome or properly assisted. So if a little bit of Follett was put in there, and we can listen and play around with the colors, play around with the opinions, play around with technology, play around with what you know, our updated world has to offer, maybe the image, the overall image and the inside image and the service image will change of the DMV. So if we think about Follet's idea in collaboration management, where we're doing something like a teamwork, a public agency that I thought about that is very always thinking outside the box, and it's very intuitive into bringing others to come in and participate and form part of. It would be something like Parks and Recreation. A lot of our parks and recreations are thinking out of the box, and a lot of these projects are very updated, and they're bringing new ideas into our communities, and they're working with the community, with children, and a lot of these parks are also thinking outside the box because they're trying to incorporate social interaction, and as well as protecting our planet, such as saving water. A lot of these projects are also trying to send out a message that we need to take care of our planet, and the way they're doing it is and they are incorporating interaction from the parents or schools or other organizations or agencies. So everybody at the same time is forming part and at the same time is delivering that message. So if we compare this to the DMV, this is something Follett would be, giving two thumbs up to. And they have their system behind closed doors. They have a bureaucratic system, or they have a system, a management system. They have a waiver kind of type of guideline, but it's a protocol that has to be followed. But at the same time, it's behind closed doors, and their job is to include and be inclusive and diverse, and then bring in that people that is going to take part of that project, who's going to enjoy that project, to be part of it and feel special, and at the same time feel important, and deliver the message, hey, I have a local park that just got updated 2 months ago. You guys should come in for Easter. My son and I form part of it, and we're really happy because we took part of the water playground, and you guys should come and check it out. So that's their job, and it's very understandable to have a very inclusive imagination where everybody takes part of, and I completely admire that. And this is where Follett and Waiver kind of combine themselves, because they do follow a protocol, and it's probably back there in the office, but when it comes to their projects and delivering their service, they're very Follett. So they believe that a collaborative approach is what's going to make this, efficient and great for the community. So, in my opinion, if I'm going to compare a bureaucratic management with a collaboration management system, well, I'm going to say they both have their, pros and cons, but we do have to. I am a big outside of the box thinker, and coming from a public sector job background, I believe that we have to have a combination of both. But to deliver efficiency, we have to have more of a collaboration management system. Why? Because we're there for the people. We are there to deliver what they need, what they want, and their input, and the employees, which are also public, that is being delivered that service. Because if I work for the DMV, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to go to a DMV office to request a service on my day off. Of course I am. I am also a customer of the DMV because I drive a motor vehicle. Therefore, my opinion also matters, and in order for that agency to be efficient, they need to listen to the employee's opinion and the customer's opinion. Because at the end of the day, they're the ones receiving it, they're the ones practicing it. And if we think about it, this eliminates a lot of stress on employees, and it makes employees enjoy their job, be positive when they deliver a service, and it makes them feel important and include their their character in delivering a service, because as public servants we have to have that human tact to deliver any type of service. And if we're very systematic and hey, you have to keep a straight face, and I'm sorry, but there's no, changing your system at all. We still have to be stuck with our 10-year-old system because that's the way our supervisor has it done. We're never gonna innovate. And that's what the right now successful agencies and successful organizations are innovating. They're including technology, they're including diversity, they're including new image into the agency in order to deliver efficiency and to be productive and to be customer appropriate. So if a task could be done online, hey, go ahead. Let's come up with an idea. Anybody has an idea? How can we implement this into the DMV so we eliminate the 100 or 200 people that come in for that specific task, and that way they don't have to make an appointment and come into the office to get something as simple as plate card tags. So there is a need for a bureaucratic management, and I believe that's behind closed doors. And what I mean behind closed doors is, in back of our minds, there has to be that system where we're gonna follow who's our boss, and obviously there's gonna be that mutual respect, but we cannot be afraid to listen to someone who's below us, or the new person who came in, or someone that transferred from another agency, or the new college graduate who has new ideas from school, fresh ideas, or who's really great with technology. So I believe that it has to have a 70% of a collaboration management system and a 30% of a bureaucratic management system. So that's like the hard copy, and then the rest, it's like, hey, it's thinking time. Let's get to work, bring in ideas, and let's see what we can bring out of this so we can deliver customer efficiency. Well, this brings me to an end. I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation, and I appreciate your time. And feel free to leave me any thoughts and ideas below, and hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. I truly appreciate it. Thank you.